The lauded scholars of anime have agreed that Goku's Ultra Instinct is awesome. That being said, there's still a lot of disagreement over a few things that just don't quite add up. When Ultra Instinct was first introduced, it made Dragon Ball Academia very confused. Not only did it bear no resemblance to the Super Saiyan forms, but it also seemed to come out of nowhere. Sure, looking back you can see a few hints splashed here and there, but it's not quite the same. The OG Super Saiyan form was hyped up way before it first appeared on Namek. Vegeta even considered himself one for a brief time before Frieza proved him very wrong. They even built up the Super Saiyan God legend in Battle of the Gods before Goku gained that ability, so Ultra Instinct kinda bucked a few trends. Moving forward though, Ultra Instinct might prove to be more interesting. Instead of Goku gaining a new form or ability and then being able to use it all the time, Goku will have to slowly train until he truly masters it. He does have a leg up on his Super Saiyan training though. He knows angels like Whis who can use the ability and help him understand it. Frieza made sure that there was nobody alive to help him with being a Super Saiyan. It's just too bad for him that the only way to truly master it is to have to take hits from Jiren-sized opponents regularly. Don't feel too badly for Goku though. He kinda likes it. Ultra Instinct is a fascinating concept that will likely be studied by physicists, philosophers, and historians for decades. One of the things that will likely still be debated in the far future is whether it helps you tactically or not. Essentially, the conscious mind disconnects from the body, and it instinctively fights without the warrior's doubts or emotions slowing things down. While this sounds like the ultimate technique on paper, there's one thing that doesn't make a lot of sense. If you aren't controlling your body, how can you utilize necessary tactics to defeat your enemy? There have been countless times in Dragon Ball where having a super high power level wasn't quite enough to stop a bad guy. The power usually has to be coupled with a well thought out plan. Otherwise, you end up like Vegeta against Perfect Cell. The Saiyan Prince had a truly massive power level, but didn't quite plan for Cell being able to regrow limbs at will. What with Ultra Instinct's time limit as well, you'd want to use it in the smartest way possible. Even in the Jiren match, Ultra Instinct ultimately failed to truly take Jiren out on its own. Speed and power levels might be incredibly important, but neither is as essential as the mind in a brutal confrontation. When you have a brilliant tactical mind like Goku's, why would you want to? Well, actually, as far as Goku's concerned, it's probably not the biggest trade-off here. The greatest battles in the Dragon Ball series are 90% Goku's. Well, if you want to get technical about it, it's 90.8374% according to the latest study. That's science. Most of the time when a bad guy gets his due, it's because Goku is firing a Kamehameha wave at them. Still, that last 10% or 9 point whatever, features some of the best moments in the series. Ultra Instinct presented a unique opportunity for one of these moments, but the series let it go. We've seen Goku trying to perfect the Super Saiyan God forms throughout most of Dragon Ball Super. While he was doing that, there was another character who was trying to master a power outside the Super Saiyan abilities. Ever since he and his lame tracksuit got beaten up during Frieza's return, Gohan has been trying to get back into the game. He told his dear old daddy that he was trying to master different abilities than Goku, and he had to forge his own path. It would have been perfect to see him use Ultra Instinct, right? This would be a natural extension of the abilities that he was working towards in Dragon Ball Z. What is Ultra Instinct if not the perfect successor to Ultimate Gohan? To think we could have had another moment as awesome as Gohan defeating Perfect Cell, or just stomping on Boo before, well, you know. Still, it's hard to complain about watching Goku just wreck a dude with a new power. Some things just never get old. The totally real Encyclopedia Dragon Ballica defines an angel as those blue dudes who can manipulate time while wearing hula hoops. It's not a very great publication, but it does bring up an interesting point about the newest and bluest additions to the series. We've seen the angels do all sorts of crazy things, from manipulating time to instant teleportation. With so many world-breaking powers at their disposal, why do the angels need to use Ultra Instinct as well? If you can control time itself, you've pretty much won right there. Adding an all-powerful physical technique on top of that just seems a little like showing off just to show off. Well, I guess time manipulation doesn't mean everything. I mean, tell that to Hit when he met up with Jiren. Oh boy. Sure, it's impressive that some angels have spent millions of years studying the technique, but what else are they supposed to do? Angels don't seem like they get out a whole bunch. Still, all of these powers might become much more interesting if Goku and the gang ever have to face off against the angels. You tell me the idea of Goku versus the Grand Minister doesn't sound like the best battle in the franchise. Goku has shown time and time again that he believes in nothing more than a fair competition. This is both one of the greatest strengths and greatest weaknesses. Many times over, he's had the ability to defeat an enemy for good and held back to make sure that his opponent had a fighting chance. There's actually a famous painting that depicts him doing exactly that against Majin Vegeta. I'm pretty sure it's hanging at the Met right now. Maybe don't fact check that. So with Goku's obsession with a fair fight, it makes little sense that he'd choose a technique that sorta cuts him out entirely. Sure, his body is pushing itself to its limits, but he's not the one pushing. The whole thing is essentially a really powerful autopilot. This seems like something Goku would consider to be cheating. Though maybe Goku has finally had a change of heart. Maybe that change came from the end of Sorbet's dinky little laser in Resurrection F. This could be a whole new Goku who will go all out on a bad guy regardless of whether it's fair. The introduction of the Super Saiyan God form changed the game for Dragon Ball scholars. Suddenly there was this whole new way of thinking about Super Saiyan forms. Then the creators threw all of anime academia into a froth again by introducing the Super Saiyan Blue form. This led to all sorts of questions and debates as to how the Super Saiyan God abilities would continue. Is there such a thing as Super Saiyan Blue 2? If Goku continues leveling up his God powers, would he eventually become a God of Destruction with purple hair now? Well, I guess there's Vegeta's Royal Super Saiyan Blue, or Super Saiyan Blue Royal Blue? Oh, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan evolved. He's got pupils now, and he's real beefy. It's actually kind of cool to see Goku and Vegeta split off into their own tech trees concerning transformations and abilities. In the manga, they're currently dealing with a villain who basically makes the Super Saiyan transformation worthless. Now both Vegeta and Goku are trying to come up with abilities that aren't related to their Super Saiyan skills. That's pretty cool, but it would have been nice to see more progression on Blue first. Still, there could be more to it than we think. Perhaps Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct could be combined in some way to make an even stronger form. It seems unlikely, though, given how much of a right turn Ultra Instinct is from the Super Saiyan form. His hair doesn't even have that extra volume anymore. You always knew how powerful a Super Saiyan was by how crazy the hair got. So far, Goku has only been able to use Ultra Instinct when he's pushed to his limit. He only managed to pull it off against Jiren because the Grey Warrior was so much more powerful than he was, and Goku ended up on the wrong end of his Spirit Bomb. What doesn't make sense is why he wasn't able to use it against Broly. When Goku and Vegeta took on the legendary Super Saiyan, they discovered really quickly that he was way too much for them. In fact, he was so much stronger that Goku and Vegeta had to combine into Gogeta just to match the guy. It seems as if Broly was either more powerful than Jiren or comparably powerful. Power level scientists are still running experiments to determine which one is, but it's so hard for them to get grant money these days. Ultimately, the answer is that they wanted to get Gogeta on the screen, and that is why he couldn't do Ultra Instinct. Still, it would have been nice to see Gogeta use it. Maybe next time. Who are we kidding? Vegeta's too much of an angry boy. Vegeta and Goku are really killing it right now as frenemies. It'll likely take decades before we can truly know if Goku and Vegeta are better than Naruto and Sasuke. The introduction of Ultra Instinct really threw off their rivalry though. Goku and Vegeta both mastered Super Saiyan Blue, and were basically neck and neck for most of the show. Then Goku did his old silver hair trick and left Vegeta in the wind. What's worse is that due to Vegeta's fighting style, it seems unlikely that he'll ever learn it. He'd have to give up all those pesky emotions like pride. There's no way your body would just do a monologue about how cool you are all on its own. If you beat a bad guy but you didn't brag about how cool you looked doing it, does it even count? Don't entirely count Vegeta out though. There are other techniques in the galaxy for Saiyan princes to learn. Goku had better watch his back, because Vegeta's about to make a comeback. We'll just see if it can compete with Ultra Instinct. Will this be the time when Vegeta finally pulls ahead of Goku? Maybe for a second before they reveal Goku's new Mega Super Ultra God Instinct form. Yeah! Several times in the series, we've seen characters get their true potential unlocked. This was pretty much the Grand Elder Guru's one move over on Namek. I'll leave the ruling on this one for the philosophers and scientists who've been studying unlock potential for decades, but it seems kinda off. Shouldn't unlock potential unlock Ultra Instinct? If that is the peak of potential, then shouldn't it get triggered when your potential is unlocked? Now obviously this doesn't mean that someone would instantly master the form, but shouldn't it at least be hinted at? The ultimate answer is that nobody had made up Ultra Instinct at the time. But it would be pretty cool if they retconned it in there. Maybe Krillin got a taste of it on Namek and just didn't know it. It's not like we could tell if his hair went silver. There was something that art experts loved about Akira Toriyama's Super Saiyan Blue period. Much like Picasso's, it showed that Toriyama was ready to play with his established norms. Although, let's be honest, Toriyama is way better. Fun fact, not a single one of Picasso's paintings feature a Super Saiyan. Not a one. I can even call it art. Super Saiyan Blue managed to pull off the impossible and became more iconic than the classic golden-haired look. It was the new normal as far as Dragon Ball Super action was concerned. Ultra Instinct still looks cool, but there's something about Super Saiyan Blue that just seems like the natural successor. Now it's sort of like the power-level middle child between Super Saiyan and Ultra Instinct. Somehow they turned a literal god form into the Jan Brady of Goku transformations. Still, if Dragon Ball Super Broly is any indication, we'll see more of it in the future, even if it isn't the king of the hill anymore. At the end of the day, silver, blue, gold, it doesn't matter. As long as that Dragon Ball action is still awesome, Goku can have whatever super-powered hairstyle he wants. And there you have it, all the ways that Ultra Instinct just doesn't quite work. What do you think, Dragon Ball experts of the internet? Do you think the science checks out on Ultra Instinct, or do you think they should have just stuck with Super Saiyan Blue exclusively? Let us know in the comments down below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to CBR for more Dragon Ball action. Thanks a lot for watching.